All right, the rise in crime, it's not real. It's just a crackpot conspiracy theory like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster or the G-spot. Do Democrats really expect us to believe their latest excuse for their policy failures? For the better part of this year, crime has consistently ranked as one of the most important issues facing voters, usually right behind the economy and inflation. If you live near a big city, it's very easy to see why criminals have taken over the streets. Enter New York's incumbent Democrat Governor Kathy Hochul. She's running against Republican Congressman Lee Zeldin. Zeldin claims if he wins, he will restore law and order to the Empire State. But yesterday on MSNBC, Hochul made this outrageous claim. Check out this whopper.
These are master manipulators. They have this conspiracy going all across America to try and convince people that in Democratic states they're not as safe. It's the Republican states where they have almost no restrictions on guns. Because of the abundance of guns, people are killing each other with more frequency. The safer places are the Democratic states. So they have hijacked this issue and weaponized it against us.
So it's a conspiracy theory cooked up by the right-wing master manipulators. Lady, come to New York City. Come hang out at Hudson Yards at night. Let's see how you like watching people poop on the street and punch each other. It's like a thriller video. Drugged out zombies pushing people in front of moving subway trains, robbing grandmothers, shooting random teenagers for kicks. 2 people got shot on Congressman Lee Zeldin's front lawn. Has Hochul lost her mind, or should we be treating stories about crime the same way we do about aliens at Area 51? Let's get into it with tonight's party panel. We've got Versus Media podcast host and The Spectator contributing editor, Stephen L. Miller. Oh, yes, ready to take a bite out of crime. We've also got Foundation for Economic Education writer and liberty activist, Olivia Rondeau. Oh, she's in front of Old Glory. And look at that! Competing Old Glories tonight. 2020 Libertarian Vice Presidential Candidate, chair of YouAreThePower.net. He's going to bring some power to tonight's show. Spike Cohen is here. Mother and daughter never seen at the same time on the same panel. It's going to be a wonderful night.
Or father and daughter.
You know, whatever you identify as, Spike, that's fine for now. We can switch hats mid-show. So, Stephen, tell me about this conspiracy theory, because I have a feeling even really liberal voters who don't feel safe know that she's not telling the truth when she tries to be so dismissive about crime.
Yeah, and there's data to back all of this up. By July, crime had risen 31% alone this year in New York City. And like you mentioned, getting shoved onto subway tracks isn't a conspiracy, and getting slashed to death in a New York City subway isn't a conspiracy, as we just saw happen yesterday from an assailant who was released last year. And that's really what's going on. They're, in the name of equity and no cash bail, whatever, they're releasing people onto the streets. They're not charging them, so they know they can get away with this kind of stuff. We see this obviously rampant in San Francisco with shoplifting in cities like D.C., and the real problem they have is a lot of people, a lot of voters are okay if crime just kind of occupies certain urban centers. But a lot of this stuff is starting to spill over into neighborhoods that make it very inconvenient for them. And we just saw there's this story with Barry Weiss where a dog was murdered in Park Slope, Brooklyn, and they didn't want to do anything about it because, you know, George Floyd died or something. So this is an issue you just can't get away with. And also, you mentioned 2 people shot in front of Lee Zeldin's house. He was also attacked on stage. Yes. And so that's not really the best closing argument, given the circumstances.
So what's the best way to handle it, Olivia? You know, I understand you don't want to be seen as the governing party when things are going to hell. I get that. But is there a way of admitting maybe things aren't great, but perhaps you have a bag of solutions at the ready if you are, in fact, elected? Because she's not elected. She was essentially appointed because Andrew Cuomo had to leave in disgrace after groping boobies and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a proponent of criminal justice reform, it actually hurts me. It hurts me so bad to see this be the face of criminal justice reform. Cashless bail and criminals on the streets. There are way better things that she could be doing, increasing police pay for when police aren't paid enough, increasing police training, and actually going into the legislation and see, hey, where are criminals taking advantage of the law here? But no, she wants to grandstand and act like it's a right-wing conspiracy or talking point, which is the most privileged white liberal thing she could ever say. If she wants to go down to the Bronx, if she wants to go down to certain neighborhoods, she absolutely is welcome to, but I doubt they would welcome her.
She won't go there. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Eric Adams, he's like a vegan. Like, I just eat at my little restaurant every night, and then I go home and everything's fine. It's safe. I haven't seen anything bad. So conspiracy theory is code for what, Spike?
Well, I mean, over the last few years, we've learned that a conspiracy is something that's going to be either already has been proven true or will be proven true within a few weeks or months. So anytime I hear a politician say conspiracy theory, that's often become shorthand for please don't talk about this thing. I mean, the fact is, and Stephen and Olivia both touched on this, crime has been, over the past few years, a growing problem. This last year, violent crime increased anywhere between 4% and 6%, depending on which report you looked at. And murders have also gone up. Car theft has gone up double digits. But it's now spilling out of the places that have been acceptable for crime and into places that, we don't expect crime to happen. And so it is a problem. The thing is, we're being told by Republicans and Democrats that the answer is either to let people go and to not really try people and to treat shoplifting and other crimes like minor crimes and to not, really just not do much of anything. And then we're also told that the only other alternative is to criminalize everything except for police misconduct and not hold bad police officers accountable and hold people in jail without trial indefinitely. I think the answer is going to come from people who are running like Larry Sharpe, who's running for governor in New York, who wants to get rid of victimless crime laws and focus police resources on actual crimes with actual victims, violent crimes, crimes of theft, property damage, and things like that.
Yes,
we don't have
felony
to choose
assault,
between police
which is
who do
also on
nothing
the
and
rise
police
in New
who are
York.
attacking everyone.
Yeah, and felony assault is one of the things that's on the rise in New York. And it's really interesting because Kathy Hochul wants to get away from accountability by blaming everything on gun violence. But it's interesting because gun violence is actually down in New York, but all the other violent crimes that you just listed, they're on the rise. So she's lying. She's trying to create an escape with this one issue where, that's the only place there's improvement. And then I don't know whether she and Gavin Newsom are both like, well, it's the red states that are the most dangerous. Look at my hair.